All right, Keolac, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream.
Hi, I'm good.
It's okay,
Uh,
have a dab. I
Nice to
can
meet
mute
you.
out the cough
Uh,
areas if you need to. It's fine. Sorry, my wife was just interrupting me as she was talking at the same time. She wants to have a dab, and I said go
yeah,
hard,
yeah,
so that's
yeah,
fine. So how
yeah.
are you doing?
Good, good, good. Nice to meet you finally. Yeah, I have been a fan of your channel for a while now. So,
Well, I
uh,
appreciate that. I
oh,
appreciate that.
yeah, yeah.
It's good to have you here. I mean, obviously, one of the best things that I can probably do is provide people with some one-on-one help where they need it. And again, everything I
Mm-hmm.
provide is always just the best advice that I can give you from my perspective. You're
Mm.
you're always welcome to do your own things. You're always welcome to make your own decisions. I can just give you the best advice from my experiences and my research and things like that. Okay.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's good enough. Yeah, that's the best. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, at the end of the day, it's your game. We're gonna try to give you advice so that you can play the game how you want. Because at the end of the day, I mean, it is a game after all. We want to enjoy it, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, like in my situations, I have been doing a lot of research myself. But at this point, at the D6, I thought it could be a life changing
Yeah.
moment, but turned out nope.
Yeah,
So
so
like,
so we kind of wonder, what the deal is. Maybe there's something we're doing wrong, or maybe there's something we're missing out on, right?
yeah, 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 exactly.
Yeah, I know. I can appreciate that. So we're just gonna kind of take a look. I mean, 135 is a good range to be getting your tier 6 at, anyways. So that's it's gonna be a good situation. Um, but I do want to check out your squads. So can you click on your squads for me for a second? I want to see what you have for squads. So 1.2 million. Okay, 380, 380. Okay, scroll down a little bit. Okay, so no cars. You don't keep cars.
No, yeah,
Okay.
I try to compress my mind. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, well that's good. I mean, understanding that and understanding that you're looking at basically a tier 6 inventory and starting to get everything into tier 6. I mean, I can't complain. You're doing pretty well. And having 1.2 million tier 6 is a good squad size to have. You want to be for your infantry main, you want to have between 1 to 2 million troops. The other ones you want to have around what you have, about 500,000 to 700,000 is good. Especially if you're trying to keep your might
Mhm.
low.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. That is my plan as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
so you're doing well already. I'll be honest, that already shows me some good things because a lot of players that I've spoken to or a lot of players that I deal with have a lot of cars and misunderstand how that might work. So it's a good thing you got to handle that.
Yeah.
So
Also, I try to what I'm trying to do right now is a quick tip that I find myself is try to chain to lower tier troop. So in DC, I just need to upgrade them and get much more point out of the
yeah,
number of speed up that
yeah. So you'll get the benefit when you do that, but you don't have to build tier 4 to
Mm.
do that. It's actually probably beneficial if more beneficial if you go tier 5. You build tier 5 and then upgrade your tier 5 to tier 6. Simply
Oh yeah,
because
yeah. Mm.
simply because you get more value for your speed ups during speed up day, and then you're using less speed ups to get points for training troops on train troop day.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's what I learned as well.
Yeah.
Before that, I just dump everything in the third day, and yeah, it still gave me the first play a couple of times, but I have to stay for too long. I
Well,
have
yeah,
to say.
exactly. And I mean, to be honest though, you have a pretty new account. I mean, only having a 1.95. So hold on one second. Sorry, my wife was just talking to me about the cat. The cat just walked literally in front of me. I got these. My kids got these cats,
Uh-huh.
and we got these cats in the farm because we live on the farm, and we got these cats, and now they just come in and they'll walk over my desk, walk over my keyboard. They just live their own life. They're doing their own thing. It's just cats. I'm not a big cat guy, but these ones are not bad. I can deal with them.
Okay.
Anyways, let's continue on. So go back to your more info for me for a second. I want to see what your deaths and stuff are. 119 kills, 9 million deaths. So you like to field fight a lot, hey?
Uh, Not exactly. So like 50-50 before D6, I hardly go out.
Okay, and now that you have tier 6, you're planning to go out a little bit more, is that right?
Yeah, and I got melted. So I start questioning myself. But actually not really melted. You know, like we have so many whales and move back to fearless and elite lately, right? So
Yeah, they're sandbaggers for sure.
yeah. So every time I meet them, yeah, they melt my squats. But
Sure.
the rest of other team are still doing okay. So I try to do few five more.
Gotcha.
Redoing, yeah.
Okay, cool. So now that we have this kind of idea and we know a little bit about you, let's go take a look at some things and see if we can't understand a little bit about why maybe we're not hitting as hard as we want to. Let's back out and let's go show me your heroes. Show me your top heroes. Show me your best heroes that you got.
So I think I had to rearrange a bit to find the best hero. So I think here it would be the best one. So like 3.6
Okay.
Doji.
Okay, and can you go back for a second? Can you do your click the rarity button and do it by might instead of rarity in the top left by the number? Yeah. Do it by might. I want to see what you've got for some of the awakened heroes and stuff. So scroll up. Okay, so Modala, Miyamoto, Eileen, Bodala, Stella. Okay, Eileen's almost awake. That's good. What's your Bodala look like?
3 skills.
Okay, he's pretty close. So he only needs the 4 left. So he's not bad. What's your Adut look like? Adut.
3 skill as well.
Okay.
So I don't lead with them. So.
Gotcha. Okay, so here's my biggest advice for you. Your biggest issue as to why you're going to be melting in your field, go to your second top hero and your third top hero. Okay, and your third. Yeah, this is my point. In order to make it valid, in order to validify having a hero marching in the field, you need to ensure that hero has armaments of at least 3 to 3.5 million. If your armaments are less than 3 to 3.5 million, you're going to notice a massive decline in your swinging. Which means, if I were you, I wouldn't be taking that many marches in the field. I would focus on getting... I mean, again, depending on how much money you're spending in the game. Because the more money you spend, the easier it is for you to be a little bit more flexible, right?
Yeah.
So the more that you can work on 2 sets at once, or the more that you can work on 3 sets at once if you wanted to, or the more that you can flex into a different pick, whether it's ranged or riders or anything like that.
I see. Yeah.
So because unfortunately the game is really kind of set towards 2 things. You either do something really, really well, or you spend a lot of money to do everything pretty okay.
Okay.
Right? It really is that way. Because the game wants you to be good at everything. They want you to fight with 5 marches in the field all the time, and they want you to fight it with 3 different troop types. But the truth is there, Nam, the truth is there that if you do it that way, you're playing right under the hand, because you're going to be playing the game the most expensive way possible. You're using the most amount of resources, the most amount of speed ups, the most amount of troops, the most amount of everything. And it's expensive to make three sets or 3 active troop types all at the same time. So this is why I'm a big fan of hyper focusing all of your resources, working on what you can afford to work on. Right? For me, as a medium to low spender, I suggest working on 1 set at a time till you have that set at least 3 to 3.5 million. Then you can start working on your next set. So you got Miyamoto at 3.6. That's fine. You've got that 1 set. Let's look at its hones real quick to make sure that it's an honest 3.6. Okay, so we've got 1, 2. Keep going. 3. So it's actually not too bad. The only suggestions I would have, make is to take the 3 or 4 squad travel speed buffs that you have and turn those into attack, defense, block, or lethality. And the only reason I suggest doing that is because, number one, Miyamoto is already going to have speed, especially if you pair him with someone like Bodala or Eileen or a Dutt, right? He's already going to have speed, and infantry isn't really known for their speed anyways. Our entire thing is to basically be as tanky as we can, and in the process deal as much damage as we can. So my opinion is every buff that goes into travel speed is a buff you're taking away from being tankier or dealing more damage.
I see. But in this point, I want you to get your control as well.
You want to do what, sorry?
To get your opinion as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have too many whales.
Sure.
In the fearless man. And if you cannot outrun them, at least you cannot escape, right? So even you got stronger. Let's say I gonna build it to because I still have something to do with my vest, my books, and my steel, my pen here.
Yep.
So if I put it, keep it to try to finish it, and I got around 4 million, and it's still nothing to do well. And if I cannot keep up, maybe like outrun them,
right?
So they're gonna mail my squad pretty easy, right? And
so
is it?
Sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead. Finish your question.
So is it a good idea to start investing on speed now?
Yeah, for sure. Here's the truth. For myself, my belief is very simple. You run from those that you can't fight, and you fight those you can't run from. And infantry isn't going to be running from every fight anyways, because we always have riders that are running faster than us. So you're never going to be able to run away from riders. Ideally, what you're running away from is more of that ranged field fighting that we're going to have to deal with, or some of the other slower infantry types. But the truth is, if you allow for speed, you're taking away from those trades that you'll have in attack and defense. Because like I said, you're not really built to run. You're not built to be fast. You're built to tank damage and deal out damage in the process. To absorb damage, buff, debuff. That's kind of what infantry does. Right? Mm-hmm. Miyamoto's got debuffs. The Dutt's got debuffs. I mean, that's kind of what we do. At least I believe they do. I'm pretty sure Miyamoto does. But like Eddie does, Claude does, even though he's a leader, he's a good support hero. Lee does really good debuffing. So there's lots of avenues, Bianca and things like that are our bread and butter. So I look at it and say that every stat that we're putting into speed is a stat that we're taking away from ourselves. And if you're using it to try to get away, the problem is whales are always going to have more travel speed than you anyways. Because a lot of that comes with equipment, comes with parts, comes with tier skins, right? Comes with like the shelter skins and march skins and stuff like that will provide travel speed. So they'll be stacking passive travel speed anyways. So chances are you're not going to be running from them. So your better bet is to take those hones, turn them into attack and defense so that you'll have better overall trades, even if you have to run away. Or if you can't run away, you can turn around and fight them and have better trades than having it in speed and still getting caught anyway.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Okay. So other than that, I mean, the main hones that you're looking at obviously is infantry squad defense, infantry squad attack, infantry squad block, and infantry squad lethality. But it looks like you have those pretty much on wrap. So your 3.6 is pretty close. It's probably closer right now to probably about a 3.3, 3.4, just because we do have those travel speed hones on and they do take off. There's basically an attribute that's not working for you. Mm-hmm. Right? So you're looking more at about that, you know, that 3.4 million, right around that limit where I would start looking at another set and working with that second march. But the hardest realization that a player has is how many marches they should be fighting with. And I'm a firm believer on fighting with less than you need, because it's better to have an overactive alliance. For example, it's better to have 4 people using their 2 best marches, right, giving you 8 marches, versus 2 people using their 5 best marches. Because those 4 people's 2 best marches are on average are going to be better than those other ones' 5. Because it's really hard to develop 5 full marches of fighters, especially at our might category. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
So my total focus is always working on one set at a time until it's an honest 3 to 3.5 million, working on the next set, and always putting my rare hones into the superbs that I have so I can be building those superbs up. Because once those superbs get to 3-star, they're better, right? They have better stats or better potential than your maxed out elites. And you're already working on superbs, right? Like, you've already got the backpack, you've already got the pants.
Yeah, I literally have everything, but it just like, it come on natures.
Yeah, it comes in time,
right now,
and superbs are hard to get.
Yeah, so right now I'm focused on because I still want to be a garrison leader.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm focused on my vest and my backpack, my super vest and backpack right now. But it's really hard to get right.
Of course, superbs are really hard to get, and unfortunately, they're so beneficial because that's what allows you to get to 7.2, 7.3 million sets, right? That's what allows you to get your armaments up that high.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is the topic I want to get your advice as well.
Sure.
How to get more of this? Of course, like we are in the same category. Like I spend around, my budget is around 10,000 gold a month.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I see your profile yesterday, and you have almost maxed out the super sets. So I feel like how do you get all of that?
How do you get superbs?
Yeah, so hard, right? So we have Iron Lake, ER, and we have like 10 fragment from there for the vest, and then we're gonna have the District Showdown that you're gonna get around free.
No, you get 6 free frags. You get 6 frags.
Yeah.
For your superbs of choice. Truth be told, the District Showdown is probably the best value that I've found for superbs. And unfortunately, there really aren't really many options. I mean, you got what you get out of IR, you get what you get out of AR. The more that you get points in those ones, obviously, the more rewards you can get to. And obviously, you get them in the arena, for example, is another place to get pants and I think shoes. I believe it's shoes and pants. But again, you have to score well and you have to rank up, so it's harder to get, right? Pants, I think, are the hardest ones to get. So other than that, it's really just participating in events, pushing hard in events, and anytime you have the opportunity to look at superbs in a pack, like anytime you're looking at the District Showdown packs are pretty good because you can get the gold dice pretty cheap, and the gold dice is what gives you the superbs. So I mean, if you can get 6 frags for like $10, that's pretty good value. Just because if you look at the normal value, it's like $100 for 20. So
okay. So District Showdown is the place that I should invest if I want to build my super.
Yeah, you can get decent fragments from the District Showdown because you get, like I said, you get 6 frags for every time you go through that thing. For every 2 gold dice, you get 6 frags. So it's not a bad place. But even things like if you look at the Godzilla event right now is providing 2 superb fragment choice boxes, right? for the
yeah.
right. So places like that. Anytime I have the opportunity to choose superb fragment boxes, I'm choosing superb fragment boxes. I'm choosing superbs over beasts. I'm choosing superbs over chips. I'm choosing superbs any chance I can get a superb. I'm getting a superb until I get my first 5 set. Once I get that first 5 set, then I can switch on to something else.
Interesting.
But it's like anytime I have the opportunity to choose superb fragments, I will choose them. Especially if they're like choice. So like the rewards preview, that's what you should be doing. You should have those superbs there. Same with the device. You should have that device there because it's hard to get. This is probably one of the best events. If you're going to spend money, this is probably one of the best events to spend money on. Just because you can spend just the weekly amounts. If you go back to the packs for a second, I'll show you. Go to the packs. They have the weekly probe core supplies on the left. Just those ones. There's 3 of them. There's a $4.99 pack, a $9.99 pack, and a $19.99 pack. And it gives you something like 24, 36, like 42 spins for $35. So it gives you 50% more than what the actual packs are. And if you do that every single week, like I'm currently at almost 400 spins. So by the end of it, I'm going to be really close to getting Kong. I probably won't get the vehicle because the vehicle's 1,000 spins, so that's a lot. That's going to be probably an extra $400 on the top of the end. But I should be able to at least get Kong, and Kong would be a huge addition to the team. And you can do that by just doing it over the $35 a week over the full score of the event, right? And
I don't know that. I didn't know that, so I missed a lot of weeks now.
Yeah, you missed. I mean, you missed half the event right now. But you're already at 175 spins, so if you were to go ahead and start doing it now, it would still probably get you within striking distance, so that it would only be like maybe $100 to get Kong at the end. You see what I'm saying? And if you're already looking at spending, typically a little bit more than that on average, it's a good investment. Kong would be a good investment for everybody. Plus the other rewards that you actually get, the chance of pulling beast fragments and superb fragments and things like that is just a bonus. This is probably the best event that I've seen them come up with, and that's coming from a guy who hates spending. So,
the reason that I plan to go heavy on this event, but I realized that Kong is more about rally. So,
not really. Kong is going to be good for a lot of things. Kong is still going to be good in field, even if you go look at the beast. You can just go look at Kong in the index.
Yes, one.
So even if you look at him, he's got combo damage and he's got detonate, and the detonate is what's going to be really big. I think having a fire combo damage, like a fire combo beast, when everything is crit counter, is going to be a big thing because it adds crit counter combo. And having the 3 skills trigger off of every beast. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, it'll work to put him with the pangolin or the bull. But he'll also work with Kieran. He'll also work with any of the combo beasts, the blue beasts. He'll also work with the rhino or the saber tooth, right? He'll still work with those heroes. He'll work with Pluto because they're providing combo and stacking combo in each other, but still providing that capability for Kong to be fire against water types, especially since water are combo types, right? So like there's a lot of flexibility that I think Kong brings that the other ones don't. At least compared to the knife head and
Itachi.
Yeah, the Otachi. I honestly think that out of the knife head and out of the knife head, the Otachi and Kong, I think Kong is a better one.
Yeah, and also like I realize now that like you actually can up him with saber-tooth fragment, right? So
yes.
it's much cheaper to up as well.
Yeah, I mean that's the same with the knife head and the Otachi though. You can do that with the other legendary heroes as well.
Yeah. See, yeah, I really missed half of the event now, so.
It's okay. It was expensive to get the knife head and Otachi event anyways. Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad.
I really hope that there will be the physical beat coming soon.
Yeah, like a physical rare beast or something. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
But I don't want another one because the truth is the hammer pangolin is already hard enough to get. Are you still dying over there? Jesus Christ, woman. She hit a dab 25 minutes ago and she's still dying. Lungs of a newbie.
Oh, really?
No, I'm just kidding. She's just, just ripping it into her a little bit. Okay. So where were we? Beasts, talking about Kong. Oh, yeah. If you can get them, obviously, I'm thinking that's probably a good investment to get into. It's probably going to be one of the cheaper ones to get into. And, like I said, he's probably got one of the stronger combo situations, or at least potentials with other beasts, at least in my opinion. So, do you have any other questions or concerns that we want to dive into? Because we've looked at armaments, and I think the biggest thing that's going to come down to armaments is simply working on those sets and getting them up. What's your vehicle's situation look like?
My vehicles.
Yeah, like your workshop, your custom hub.
Yeah.
14.
14.9.
Okay. So what I would suggest doing here is a little bit of staggeringness. See, one of the things that most people don't know, and I'm not sure if you do or not, is that they all kind of work together. So
yeah, the firepower, right?
Right. So if you click on the light weapon kit, for example, for the bike, right, this is providing overall squad firepower and rider squad attack. So there's actually benefit to leveling the light weapon kit up, at least getting it to tier 3. And then at least, moving it up staggered because of what's called diminishing returns. The more that you keep investing in your main, being the attack and defense of infantry, the less each point that you're putting in is worth, right? Mm-hmm. So because the riders and range provide overall squad protection and overall squad firepower, it's actually beneficial to level them up in a staggered way. So what I would suggest, if you look at what levels you have currently, just back out of here for a second. If you go back to your normal levels, from what I would do here personally, I would get your light armor kit on infantry to level 10. And then I would get everything else to tier 3 level 5. Before I start moving your infantry back up to 15 or even 20 if you want to go that far. Because the amount of benefit you get from squad firepower and squad protection is what's going to lead to barrage effects. Okay? That's what's going to lead to your additional damage, increasing your squad's final damage. That's where you get your multiplier based on the barrage fire. Okay? So leveling those up balanced and having them all tier 3 and then leveling them, you'll end up putting points into them, but you'll put less to level them up, giving you more squad firepower and more protection.
I see.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I see. Yeah.
So what I would do is simply I would look at getting your light weapon kit, your light protection, and your power mod kit to tier 3 level 1 as soon as you can, and then moving them up, up to at least level 3, level 4, something like that, and then kind of addressing where your other one is. I like to look at it going like, take your main to level 15, get the other ones to level 5, take your main to level 20, get your other ones to level 10. You know what I'm saying? So keep that staggered action going.
I see.
Yeah, because that way you're going to get the most benefit out of the squad firepower and protection that you can. And unfortunately, that's a decent amount of influence. Don't get me wrong, it's good to have your engine mod kit at level 14 at that might, but you're missing out on a lot of... you're basically missing out on a lot of your vehicle because of the fact that it's all hyper-focused into just attack.
Yeah. Does
that make sense?
I see what you mean there, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's what I would address with your workshop, and once you can do that, that by its own right will influence a lot of what you're doing. Because the vehicle is super, super important in regards to like field fighting and stuff like that. It influences all of your marches.
So you are saying it's better to level up this one now before I'll come back to here, right?
Yeah. I would look at getting.
Yeah, my always I actually I realized that in with your periods video
Mm-hmm.
about arm race events, and you give me a small hint about uh, the workshop while you level up everything instead of hyper focus on infantry only,
Mm-hmm.
while you are in the same spending as me or a little bit more. So I realized that, oh, actually everything we should I stop everything because of the firepower and protections. But my original plan was I gonna go up to level 16 first, because like as I see it here, from 14 to 16, I actually got 3% and 3.5%
Mm-hmm.
per level, and everything follow that would be like 2.5% only. So it's much less than what I'm gonna get for my investment. So
Yes.
my plan is to stop at 16 before I do anything else. And because I want to be a infantry garrison lead, I want to invest on the. Okay.
I'd say some people's kids, but they're my kids.
I know you have to do that, man.
No.
But
It's just that it just
man,
fight. You
you are
can't
still.
get them to listen for a second. They just want to fight.
Do you beat them?
No, 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 no.
You need to try to add some Asian seasoning to them a little bit, you
An
know.
Asian seasoning. That's funny. No, I was spanked as a child. I don't condone that behavior anymore. But that's a whole
Well,
different
like,
conversation we can jump into on another
okay, yeah,
Friday night with a
yeah, yeah,
warm
yeah.
bourbon. Okay, so let's jump back in. We were looking at armaments. We've got armaments on your heroes, on your at least the two main ones that you're looking at. We looked at the workshop. We looked at what we want to kind of take those up in a staggered set. And I know that you want to get
Hold
it to
on.
16 because of the 3.5%, but I'll tell you something.
Mhm. Okay.
The amount of cost for resources to getting that to 16 means that you could get, because go to that engine mod kit for a second. The engine mod kit, the
What's
one
that?
that you were looking at going to 16, the level 14 engine mod kit. Look at your, yeah, go there. Click on that. So you're looking at, scroll down. You're also only looking at going from 773 to 915 firepower for the
So that would
same
be
thing. 145,
okay.
147, 146.
Mhm.
If you look at what you get out of the weapon kit, take that to tier 3, go to tier 3. You're looking at
So I'm not,
195. So you're at 195 on a tier 4, on a tier 2 level 4. If you went to tier 3 level 1, you already have an increased 150 squad protection, and that's much cheaper to get that squad protection than having to spend the amount to get yours to level 16. So yes, you're technically getting an extra 3.5%, which is a good place to stop when you're looking at your next step up. But if I were you, you'll get more squad protection, more firepower, which in turn increases your overall attack and defense, because you can see the calculation that it says, right? So you'll end up getting more value out of your squad protection and squad firepower than you do out of the inevitable 3.5% that you're getting for your infantry squad attack.
I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm getting
Just
at?
about return on investment, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's just because of what's called diminishing returns. The higher that you have a stat on one thing, the more that it's going to cost to upgrade that stat, and typically the less value you're getting from all that stuff that you're putting in. So unless you're at a position where you're going to get this to 25 in a very, very short period of time and you're going to start investing in only the vehicle, you're really putting yourself at a disadvantage while you grow at that pace. So there's nothing wrong with growing those up to a high level, right? Having them level 15, level 16, things like that. But I'll be honest with you, our lead rally leader right now, right, in our alliance, I think he's a rider leader, and I think they're only level 17 right now. And he's 220 million.
Oh.
So now, granted, I've ripped into him. He should have higher vehicles workshop, but it's one of those things where you're already on pace. You already have your engine mod kit at a higher level than what you should for your might. You would get more value by bringing the rest up to get with it, so that you're still benefiting from that squad protection and squad defense, and that squad block or firepower. Sorry.
Yeah, I heard that workshop is the best value. DSL, so I try to invest a lot on that.
Yeah, the workshop. So here's how it works, right? Armaments are individual. They're going to prep an individual line. So they're super important for an individual line's might. The reason why workshop is so important is because the workshop influences every march that you send out, right?
Exactly.
So that does make it more valuable. However, it's the same when I look at beasts, or it's the same as when I look at chips and things like that. Yes, it is more influential, but so is equipment and so is parts. And they're losing a lot of value because everybody's already got red parts and things like that. And I look at the vehicle and say, yes, it's still a good investment. But honestly, with how much beasts are influencing an individual fight, with how much chips are changing the game, with how much individual armaments, I think they're all still kind of within that same pattern. I think workshop is important, but I don't think it's any more important than individual armaments or beasts for your individual line. Because at the end of the day, you should only be fighting with the amount of marches that you are capable to fight with. You shouldn't be putting 5 in the field if 3 of your marches are still on elite armaments and maxing out at 2 million might. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's not what we want to look at. We want to look at being as impactful with the marches that we have and the resources that we have. And the more that you increase those resources, aka spending, grinding, farming, you name it, gives you more freedom to make some of those other choices to move around a bit.
Yeah. I mean, like beats really influence the game now. I mean, like I think last AR I tried to do one quick PvP to test my power, and then I won one T5 coming along and try to find me. I'm saying, okay, you want to be male boys, and I just hit them, and then he won with plus 12 saber tooth.
Yep.
And I only had the golden pango at level 7, and just it melted me.
Do you have its pristine life and stuff up?
What do you mean, Christian life?
Pristine life,
one?
the potential and stuff. Yeah. So you've got some of its pristine life up. What have you put most of your pristine life into?
This one.
Into this one?
And this one.
Okay, so
I have this one. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you a trick. You might know about it, you might not, but it's something that I just did to focus more on my garrison and more on my things, like my garrison capabilities. So I was running the Crystal Pangolin first, and I had it full potentialed, full max, and full pristine life and everything, fully leveled up. But I know that it only has a max of like 3.5 million. Even with chips, it's like you're really pushing it, right? So what I decided was the moment that I could get my hammer pangolin to a level 7 or plus 7, then it's about the same strength as a fully leveled up level 100 plus 13 elite. Remember that halfway mark? Plus 7 plus 8 is about halfway to a full leveled up plus 13. Okay. So once you get it to +8, it does about the same damage. It's got the bonus skill damage, or it's got the bonus ability built in. So it's about the same. So what I did was, as soon as I got another copy of the Crystal Pangolin, I released my other Pangolin, the fully done one. Because when you release one or you merge it with a smaller one, you'll get 100% of the pristine life and 100% of the potential that you spent, that was put into it. You'll get 100% of that back. And you get, if you release it, you get 30% of the experience that you put into it too.
Okay.
So you can recycle all of the pristine life that you put into your Crystal Pangolin and put that into your Hammer Pangolin. And you don't want to run them together anyways. So if you're looking to run your Garrison, you're going to be running your Hammer Pangolin with something else anyways.
Really? I heard that in the Discord channel, people recommend to run this guy together.
No, I'll tell you why.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, I'll tell you why. Go to your second one. Go to your Crystal Pangolin, because that's your support one, right? Let's go through its skills that it has. So start at the first one. So you're getting nothing from its leader skill. It's doing nothing there. No damage multipliers, no nothing. Second one, when an active skill deals a critical hit, deals follow-up damage at a multiplier of 172. So you're only getting a 172 multiplier on your damage every 3 seconds when the active skill deals a critical hit. So unless all of your attributes are for crit, you're not getting the support section there. Go to the third one. All you're getting is leader defense plus 10%. You're not getting any of its bonus damage or attack or buffs or anything like that from it being as a support. And go to its last ability. All you're getting is when it can against a rallied target. So this is only working against a rallied target. So it has to be in a rally to be doing this additional damage.
Okay.
So you might pair it with the bull. You might do the bull and the leader and the crystalline pangolin, or crystal pangolin. That might be okay, because the bull is your rally beast, right? But you wouldn't pair the crystal pangolin or the hammer pangolin with the crystal pangolin, because you're not getting near enough out of your crystal pangolin's abilities. Especially when you look at what its capability is as a leader and all the damage it does, regardless of whether it's in a rally or a garrison. Right? If you go to look at its first skill, for example, the first skill does 420%, right? As its multiplier does 420% of your attack and defense, of your attack. Which by its own right, even in the field, is one of the highest skill multipliers you'll find. Go look at click on the hammer pangolin. At level 7, it does 500%. When Garrison increases the skill multiplier to 750%. And that's multiplying. Click on your attributes. No, the attributes button. Yeah. That's multiplying your attack at 7,700 damage. So 7,700 times 75, or times 7.5. That's how much attack damage you're doing while garrisoned. It's times 5.4 when you're just fighting in the field. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's already going to do a lot of damage in the field, even if it's not garrisoning or rallying. And it does simply way better garrisoning and rallying because of that one, plus the additional benefits you get from its third skill. Its third skill is what really is going to shine when you're in a rally or garrisoned. Does that make sense?
True.
So I would look at pairing, and this is my personal thing. Go to the attributes for a second. Click on your attributes for your hammer. Right now you've got 535 crit and 245 counter, right? Click on the question mark by the special attributes. This is going to equate to a 41% trigger rate for crit and a 29% trigger rate for counter. But we're going to learn something again really quickly here to give you a better understanding how I would look at these skills. You look at the... okay, back out of this for a second. I want us to just remember 535 crit and 245 counter, right? 245 is less than half of 535, right? Click on your special attributes again. Is 29 less than half of 47.1?
No.
Okay. Why is that?
Like you say, the more I put in something, the less that I get from it.
Not only is this one giving us actual diminishing returns, because the more that you stack it, the less value you're actually getting out of it because you're already getting a lot of crit. It imparts its own diminishing returns, so that the more crit you get, or the more you stack in one ability, the less value you're also getting for the points earned. So it's like a double whammy for diminishing returns. So this is why I suggest balancing your combo, crit, and counter as balanced as you can get them. Because here's my thought process. Let's say we take that crit and we split it in half and put 260 in combo and 280 or 75 in crit. Right? So we cut it in half and we have combo and crit. Let's say they were all around 245. Let's just run these easy numbers. Click on your special attributes for a second. What is more valuable? One skill that triggers 47% of the time, or 3 skills that each trigger 29% of the time, or 30% of the time?
Hold on. So the idea is you want your beast to attack as much as possible in a single turn, right?
Exactly. I want to give my beast the capability to do the most amount of damage every single time it's either dealing damage or is dealt damage.
Yeah, but the thing is, when the linking attack, for example, if this guy trigger increase, the support gonna trigger something along with it, and then if this bit trigger a crit or a counter attack, the leader gonna trigger an active skill as well. So you want that, right? So it could be in one round you can attack 6 times, 7 times, instead of like having a combo but not trigger anything else.
But
Am I correct?
Here's the difference, right? Because although that is correct, here's the difference. The difference is, because we want to stack it, just because the Hammer Pangolin, for example, doesn't naturally have combo in its kit, doesn't mean it can't trigger combos, pardon me, at the same rate. And if you click on attributes, just click on attributes, for example, we can understand and go click on the question mark by special attributes. We can understand more how the damage actually works and how these skills are actually tabulated. So if you look at crit, for example, right? Crit is simply damage based on its own. You may trigger a critical hit based on their crit. When it's triggered, the damage will receive a crit damage bonus. So basically a crit just means that when you crit, you're going to do extra damage on that crit. But combo allows you to trigger a combo based on your combo, which allows you to trigger your active skill an additional time. And if that active skill is a crit skill, that would allow you to then hit with a crit, which you have 47% trigger rate already. You see what I'm saying? See how it kind of stacks?
Yeah, oh shit.
So the benefit of having this is not that combo is its own type of damage. A combo is simply triggering your active skill an additional time. And it can trigger itself. Right? It's not affected by cooldown, can be used once per second, and all damage dealt by the skill may receive a combo damage buff.
I see it now.
The only thing that doesn't trigger combos is counter damage and indirect damage, like detonate and corrode. So those don't trigger combo, but everything else does. Right? And counter, if you look at counter, Counter is simply when you take damage, you may trigger counterattack, where you'll actively use your active skill one additional time. It's like combo, but it's doing counter when you're taking damage. Do you see what I'm saying? So every beast has the capability to stack all 3 abilities and use all 3 abilities to their own benefit. So the question becomes, what's the best use of our resources? Is it better to put 550 points to earn us 47% triggering, or would it be better to have 2 that each trigger at 30%? Is it better to have 1 at 45 or 2 at 30 each?
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
So arguably, and I mean, again, this comes down to personal preference. You have every right to put everything into crit and hyperfocus into crit so that you're critting 100% of the time or 90% of the time, and you're doing increased damage all the time. But if you pair that with combo, or you pair that with counter leading to more crit, you see what I'm saying? It stacks beneficially that way. So I would look at doing something like, for me, my favorite combination is the hammer pangolin with the crab. Because the crab, when you level the crab up, either the major crab that you have.
This one.
Yeah, general crab. So either the general crab, or if you don't have the general crab, you can do the other water crab. That's fine. The other water crab will do the same thing. It's 2 up and 1 to the giant claw. So this one's going to provide natural combo as you level it up. Which your inheritance will then carry over to your main beast. So my favorite combo, the one that I've seen the best success with, is the hammer pangolin with the giant crab claw, or the general crab, because that provides your beast, especially if you use the chips to the best potential, and the chips now give you a ton of variety because you can stack combo, counter, or crit. Right? Do you know much about the chips? You understand how the arrays and stuff work?
Yeah.
Okay, so now you have the freedom to stack those abilities how you want, right? You can put combo on your main beast, crit on your co-beast, and then let the natural crit of the hammer pangolin fill in those rest of those crit stats and counter stats as you build it up. So if I look at my hammer pangolin, for example, you've got, was it 700 or 800 points in it? I've got 800 points, but I've got an overall higher trigger rate for my skills than you do over year 2, and I have it over 3 plus corrode, which also provides additional damage. And another big thing that most people don't realize, here's just a big thing. Let me just ask you, if your beast dies, right, if the HP of your beast dies, do you think that the beast stops dealing damage, or does it continue to deal damage?
It continued dealing.
Okay, I'm glad that you understand that. A lot of people don't understand that the beast will continue. It's not just the HP determines when it stops attacking. No, that's just a block against incoming damage.
So how are you arrange your chips right now? Because they all of them stack together, right? So this one create an array of 4. So if I remove one of them and put combo chip on, it loses array.
Right. So in this situation, I would keep the crit chips that you have on your beast, and I would simply put the combo chips on your water beast and pair them together, because you're still going to get 50% of that combo, right? So if you back out of here for a second. Let's just do a little pre-work. Let's disconnect this beast from your pangolin for a second. And let's disconnect let's disconnect that one too. And then let's connect those together. And let's just have a little bit of fun with some stuff. Okay? So if we back out of this and we look at your attributes now for your hammer pangolin, we've removed a little counter, giving you a little combo, right? But we still have the capability, right? We still have the capability of balancing that out with the chips that we have. We can put chips on the better chips on your, like put more combo chips on your crab. And then as you level up your Hammer Pangolin, because it's got counter already built in, if you go to the pristine life for the Hammer Pangolin, for example, just back out of this, for example, and go to the level up part, rank up, and then potential. Your next pristine life, not that one, the one up above it, you're getting another 144 counter and stacking 70 more crit just by getting that one up. And then you'll get another one at the very end. Look at the very end, you get another 156 counter. So we're going to already, as you level this up, stack another 300 counter. So it's almost better if we balance that off of the crit, put it into combo, and then dump as many of the combo chips on the water beast as you can. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that'll bring up, by dumping those combo chips, if you go to your water beast right now, let's see if you actually have the combo chips.
I have it.
And you have the combo ones on. Perfect. So as you level these ones up, right, you're going to bring up that crit more, that combo more. And as you get to the 70% inheritance for your beast development, that'll allow you more freedom, right, to kind of balance those around as you need to. But having that capability of doing more damage, basically every attack, you now have 4 capabilities or abilities to do damage instead of having only 2.
Yeah, interesting. I have to think about that.
Yeah, and this is where the thought comes in, because once you understand how the chips kind of work, and once you understand the cost of upgrading those attributes, it really has you start to think about, how do I pair them? What attributes do I focus on? You know, which ones am I going to dump into? Because you really, like I said, you really want to be efficient with the resources that we have. If you're a whale and you've got all the OC chips, you're going to go with the OC chips on your strongest beasts, and that's just what you're going to do, right? But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about what's going to be the most effective for you doing the job that you want to do at your price point, your wallet, your capabilities. And so my best advice for everybody is to balance those attributes as best as you can on those main beasts. Right? Still having a ton of crit isn't a problem, but now you get an extra, when using a leader skill, you get an extra 90 combo, which is already going to dump that, jump that from where you are at 75 to 165, which is already almost, over doubling its trigger rate.
Mm-hmm.
So they start to work with each other.
Yeah, actually I can pair this one with Bull, right?
Yeah, you can pair it with the bull too. No, because remember, you have to look, if you're pairing it with the bull, you have to look at the support skill. Right? You have to look at the support skill. So this one is just when the active skill deals a critical hit, does 172%.
Okay, this one is...
When triggering a combo, inflicts corrosion on the target, dealing corrosion damage to the target over 2 seconds. So every time you trigger a combo, you're dealing corrosion damage on top of that. Mm-hmm. Right? This is one of the reasons I like the Giant Claw Crab. It provides combo and corrode.
Yeah, let's test thing out. I never thought about combo that.
We think about it as its own skill, but the truth is it's written point blank. All it's doing is triggering the active skill, right? Mm-hmm. Based on its combo. And your active skill, go to look at your active skill for your main beast, for example. Your active skill deals damage to the target at a multiplier of 156. When this attack deals a critical hit, gains additional counter, which is also what you need. And you've stacked crit, so you'll hit crit decent amount of time, gaining that extra counter, which then stacks more crit. It all works together.
Nice.
You get where I'm coming from now?
Yeah. Nice, man. Never thought of it.
It's the same thing, like there's a little bit of thought that goes into it, but it's the same thing as what happens with survivors. Like most people think that the survivors are specific to their troop types. Go to your survivors for a second. I want to take a look. So you've got... Yeah, okay. Yeah, I figure you have Cynthia there. Go to your Hawkeye recruit for Claude for a second. I want to see what Claude is doing. Click on Claude. Yeah. Basic attack, damage down, so every squad's AoE damage. See, this is a good one. Obviously, I would change the AoE damage because he doesn't do AoE damage. But
I'm pairing him with Lee at the moment.
Okay, I mean, I guess that makes sense. Like, so that's your like debuffing line. You have a line for him as well. Like, what's his armaments set, if you don't mind me asking?
So this is just armament. Nothing really.
So my best advice when it comes to armaments, especially when it comes to leader armaments or things like that, you're probably better off dismantling those and keeping only the superbs for your leader sets. Just because the value of being a main player, so running just infantry troops versus just... Like, Claude is good, don't get me wrong, but he's good as a support for your infantry lines as well. And my advice has always been every bit of armaments that is not benefiting you directly, whether it's not benefiting your troop type, or it's in your bag and not equipped, any of that kind of stuff, is wasted resources on fragments that you can actually spend to get your main lines dealt up, your secondary lines dealt up, and things like that. So, like, as an infantry main for myself, I only keep superbs for rider, ranged, and leaders, because I know that I'll eventually fight with at least one march in the field eventually, but by that time my superbs will be high enough level that I'll be able to fight with them then. I've dismantled all of my legendaries and all of my purples for leaders, ranged, and riders, except for superbs, because the only time I ever use those troops is when I'm filling rallies and garrisons, and I'm relying on somebody else's armaments, because my rallies or riders and ranged are absolutely dog water atrocious. And because I can take all of those armaments, dismantle them all, and turn them into 20 fragments for elite or for legendary hones, or for legendary armaments, every single week. And those 20 hones and 5 hones and 20 fragments are far more valuable to getting rid of those purple armaments than it is to just keeping them on there inflating your might. Because every single one that you have equipped that you're not using is inflating your might and inflating your rating.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Which makes your matchmaking harder.
I really need another squad for area of Doom.
For the arena.
Yeah. So I need to use this one to stay here, so I can...
sure, but can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
The 1 million might that you're getting from that, like the armaments on that one Claude, are not worth the might that you're carrying, the million might that you're carrying, the extra million plus battle rating that you're getting. And if you put him not in the front line, but you put him in the back line behind your tanky guys, he won't get targeted, and you're still going to get the buffs that he provides with his skills. So I'll even put, like, on my, I've only got, 4 lines. I'll leave my 5th line. It doesn't really matter if it's off armaments. Because at the end of the day, you can run him with anybody. You can run him with, like, you're running Stella Boyd, for example. Do you have Eddie?
No.
Okay. Eileen Lewis. I mean, that's not bad. You've got Bodala up front. Yeah, even if you put Claude to the back, and even if you ran, you run him Claude and Lee, that's totally fine. But like I said, the weight that you carry from all of those extra armaments really isn't doing you much value. Because those purples, for example, you're providing very, very, very little in regards to actual stats that you need on those heroes. So in reality, sending them into 1 million is kind of doing yourself a disservice anyways. Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, keep them if you must, but it's almost better to focus on the superbs anyways, because again, every hone that you put into them is a hone wasted away from your main, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you would almost do better, especially since you have infantry, you would almost do better instead of leading with Claude, lead with something like Rigaro and put Claude as your support. And then work on another infantry set. There's nothing wrong with having 4 or 5 infantry sets if you're an infantry main. Right? Work on the extra sets that way. Have 1 superb set, 3 other infantry fighting sets, and then 1 superb for ranged and 1 superb for riders that you're working on as you grow up. And let those ones so that when you're ready to fight with ranged and riders, your ranged and riders will have those superbs at least, 2 or 3 stars, which you can still get to at least a 3 to 3.5 million might just on those 2 to 3 star superbs.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Cool. That becomes my mentality. So I get the thought process, but I think you would probably do better putting something like a Rigaro Claude there, or even going something like Boyd Claude and Stella, Stella Robert, or Stella, even going Stella Lee would be fine. Like you can balance those up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to put all of your strongest heroes together. We can balance those around and do a lot more of the Eileen Lewis type things. Because Eileen Lewis to me is a good one, especially if you're running it in the back. It's a decent damage, decent buff to his AoE. Right? I would at least, if you're going to keep the sets the same way, I would at least put Claude in the back so that he's not getting targeted first. But then again, that's just me.
Yeah. Yeah. I would test this thing out. Good recommendations.
Mm-hmm.
I will able to perform pretty well in arena.
Good, because that's one of the only places to get fragments for superbs.
Yeah. It is so hard lately. All the whales just fall down into.
Yeah, and they go down into Glory Ruler, and then you end up getting stuck against 60 million players, and you're going, "What the heck? How am I supposed to fight?" But it doesn't get any better, man. Yeah. I'm at 61 million, and I'm up against 75 million players. So
yeah,
same shite, different day. All right. Any other questions, concerns? Anything else you want some advice on?
What else? Hero. I want to get your take on Boyd. Should I invest on Boyd?
On Boyd?
Boyd. Yeah,
are you a Garrison main?
Yeah, I want to.
Then yes, you need Boyd. So I'll break it down for you right now. The best infantry line, the best Garrison infantry line is Boyd Ethan.
With what?
Boyd and Ethan.
Interesting.
Yeah. Do you want to know why?
Yeah.
I wish I fucking knew, man. I wish I knew. But I was looking at reports this last AR. We had a guy running Boyd. He tried Boyd Stella. He tried Boyd Riven. He tried Boyd Ethan. And Boyd Ethan did better. It traded better. It did more damage, more AoE damage, less swarming capabilities. Super tanky from Boyd and all that AoE damage and skill reduction. Because go look at Ethan for a second. Do you have Ethan? Nope.
Nope.
That's okay. Go look at Ethan and go max level. Let's look at what he looks like when he's fully transcended. So let's go through his skills. So you're dealing 3 damage to up to 3 enemies, right? At 14,500 or 14,750, which is a ton. For every target hit, you're still gaining gunfire. You're recovering HP, and you're increasing the heal factor by an additional 50 per gunfire stack. So you're still getting all of that, all of his damage. Go to his second ability. The only thing you're not getting here is the increased range squad attack, but you're still getting this 30% chance to grant gunfire counterattacks, having that 30% chance. You're still getting that. You're not getting the range squad HP, but you're still getting when Garrison reduces squad skill damage taken by 17%, which is huge.
Yeah.
And when you go to his last skill, you're also still getting the reduction in all damage taken by 15% for 2 minutes. And you're getting the defense. Look at that. Increases squad defense by 45%. It's not range squad defense. It's everything squad defense.
Oh, okay.
And then you get
That's one.
his transcended skill where he increases the damage of AoE skills by 27%, which is already what it is. And then you get the bonus damage and heal, so you're also getting that. And if Garrison reduces the amount of stacks required, so you're still getting half of his kit, 2/3 of his kit, all the good shit. And people
But
can't swarm
like,
him. People can't swarm him.
he's still so expensive.
Uh-huh.
He's too
So
expensive.
every
The
every
super
superhero is too
yeah.
expensive. Every superhero is too expensive. But
So I did it wrong. So here my stable. So I want to do boy stable,
mm-hmm.
and I had two skill transcend with stable,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm working on my boy now. I thought that this combo would be awesome. I don't really like boy that much because I want to have infantry garrison hero that have high counter them and damage reduction. But he turned out it's just a monster on skill damage.
No,
So
it's not just
so
that. Boyd is phenomenal. He is
really,
phenomenal. Yes. It's not just his damage. It's his shielding that is super influential as well, makes him super tanky.
Mhm.
And like the repetitive nature of his shield and the damage that he's creating on the back end is crazy. My Boyd is only 2 skills transcended. He's only 4.6 million. And I have reports of him and Riven standing up to 6 million sets with better vehicles.
holy,
Because
holy shit.
Boyd is that good. And when you pair him with Riven, he is a beast single target defense. The place that he lacks is what Ethan provides, which is the anti-swarming capabilities, that AoE damage. Right? You don't want to swarm an Ethan. That's just commonplace. And you put and this is something that I've determined. Ethan is arguably the strongest hero in the game. The strongest infantry line that I've seen is Boyd Ethan. The strongest rider line I've seen is Chasey Ethan, and the strongest range line I've seen is Ethan Lewis or Sophie Ethan. Ethan does well in the field. When he's transcended, he does well in the field. He does well on rallies. I've seen Ethan Bard do incredibly well. Ethan is arguably, in my opinion, the best hero in the game, bar none, currently. Which sucks, because I don't have anything invested into Ethan.
Same man, same.
And I thought Boyd Stella would be good. And don't get me wrong, it is. It provides really good defense. It's really tanky, provides good counter defense against swarming and stuff like that, but it just doesn't do the same damage output as Boyd Ethan.
Oh man, I really hate that.
Trust me, I do too. I have
But
my Stella upgraded 2 levels as well. And I still choose Boyd. I still choose Boyd Riven over Boyd Stella.
oh really?
Yep.
I heard that boy Stella is much better on swarming and
Yeah, just because
and
Stella has her counter damage, right? She's got her massive counter damage, especially when she's being swarmed. But she's got to be transcended to get a lot of those capabilities outside of just rallying. Right? Because I think it's her 4th or 3rd skill that gives her the counter damage outside of rallying. Is it her 4th one?
no last one.
The last one. Yeah, but there's another one she does when it comes to counter damage. Check out her 2nd skill. Infantry counterattacks. No, go to her 4th skill.
This is the first one.
And it increases own counter damage by this. If rallying, counter damage increases to 29%. I think there's... What's her 4th skill do? Is that just the bonus damage one? When having yeah. And then when it's transcended, what does it do?
Adding more 8% or damage.
Okay.
Powerful.
Okay.
3 seconds.
So yeah, she's good. I mean, she's good when it comes to like increasing the counterattacks and things like that, and war wheel stacks and extra damage. But the truth is, because everything is so swarm, like everything is so free to be swarmed, Boyd Ethan is having far more success in that rate because the skill damage is just so insurmountable. Because you have to remember, in a fight, out of the basic attack damage, counter damage, and skill damage deals about 40 to 50% of the total damage. So although counterattack is good, it's not nowhere as much as skill damage.
I see what you're saying. And boy had 30% or how many percent? 30%.
Yeah, when Garrison increases skill damage by 30%. So you stack that with Ethan, who's also increasing AoE damage by something like 30%, 27% or something. %. Yeah, 27%. So you pair that at 27% plus the extra 30% that you're getting from that other one, so it stacks, so he's hitting really hard.
Mm-hmm. But for boy, at least we need at least 2 skill transcends. Right.
Yes. Yeah, you need him at least 2 levels transcended to be really good. You need to increase his, I think it's his number 4. Which is the ones that I did? Hold on a second.
1 and 4.
I think 1 and 4. Yeah, 1 and 4 is what you want to do.
Got it. Thank you, man. That's it.
Yeah, it's kind of counterintuitive until you actually start looking at how the skills work, but Ethan is literally, in my opinion, broken. So unfortunately, he's kind of key for every Garrison line. And I think as an infantry main, you still got to get Boyd. You're going to want to have Boyd. Boyd Stella will still do good. Stella Riven will still do good for you while you're getting Boyd up. Do you have Riven? I'm not even sure. I didn't even ask.
No, I don't have Riven.
Okay. So Boyd Stella will still do good for you while you're leveling them up. It's still a pretty decent Garrison, especially, when you do have them transcended or leveled. So there's still tons of potential in that. And I think that would probably be your best bet. Boyd is a beast. He's an absolute machine.
The thing is just the
Files.
the stick, man.
Yep.
Yeah. It's so hard to get.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to what IGG wants you to do, man. You know what that is. Spend money. So you got to choose where you spend that on. And I'm spending now on the next infantry Garrison hero in the next year when it drops. So I'm saving all my files for a year so that I can at least win. I'll win that one with 5,000 or 6,000 files or something like that. And I'll get, 2.5 levels at that point. I'll be fine.
No, you win the TC as well.
Yeah, and then you get frags for them, so I'll be able to awaken and transcend hopefully on the day one. That'll be my plan.
Yeah, good.
But that's a year from now, so that's a lot of saving. Anyways, sorry, go ahead.
I don't think it's going to be a year.
Yeah,
I think it's like
no. The next Garrison hero, because we've got this one is a rally hero for range. The next one will be a Garrison hero for riders. Then we'll have a rally hero for infantry. Then we'll have a Garrison hero for range. Then we'll have a rally hero for riders. Then we'll have a Garrison hero for infantry. So it's a long way down the list. Each one is 2 months, and that's like 6. So yeah, it's probably about 12 to 14 months until that the Garrison hero comes out.
Okay.
But yeah, that's just my own crazy. Okay, so we've gone through heroes, we've gone through vehicles, we've touched on armaments, we've touched on survivors. Any other questions, concerns, or anything else that you might have? I know we didn't really do a top-down like I normally do with most people, but I think it's because you already have a good kind of handle on things. And I think a lot of what we're trying to do is just clear some of the haze so that you can make some of those educated decisions and play a little bit more focused for what you need.
Yeah, that pretty much it.
Yeah.
I have
So
no other.
so just to wrap up, what I would suggest doing obviously is working on those armaments. Get your 3.5, right? Make sure you get that a solid 3.5. Get rid of those speed hones. Make sure you get your second set to at least 3 million before you start working on a third set. And I'm going to be the first one to suggest you only fighting with 1 or 2 marches at a time. Even if you need that third, fourth, or fifth march, I always suggest fighting under what you think you need, because it's going to be cheaper on your resources, speed ups, everything else, and you're going to be hitting harder having those couple of marches than you will trying to spread it out over 3 or 4. Okay?
Okay.
But if that's it, my man, I think I'll just hit the stop recording button, and we can call her a night. Sure, what's up?
And DOS. What should I use for besides this one?
So
These ones.
I don't buy the nano purifier fragment anymore. I buy the
this one?
no. I don't buy the nano purifier, the mask. I don't normally buy the mask anymore. What I'll do is I buy the IE augmenter fragments. I'll buy the golden nano coating fragments. Okay. And then whatever I have left, I'll put into 1-day healing speed ups or training speed ups, whichever.
Yeah.
You can get, I mean, if you need another nano purifier frag, that's fine. But the truth is you should be working on gold devices. So you should be looking at saving up. Like, I'm not sure if you save up for the hammer event. Do you save up hammers to make sure you get to the 4th level when you can?
Yeah. That's why I got this one. Got this one
Good.
start with.
Okay. So that's a good one to have. If you're looking to be a Garrison main, you want to get the active camo net and the battle comms.
Yeah, that thing, because like I don't have enough rage
Sure.
generation, so I need this one, because like with my boy, when I'm doing I don't invest on too much of rage generations, because I focus on swarming garrisons. So I got this one and this one, and then I only have one in here. I don't have this one and this one as well, so I a little bit short on
Well,
rage
let me ask you a question. Do you use him in the field or just in Garrison?
on garrison only.
Okay. So if you're doing him just Garrison only, I'm going to suggest an entirely different tree set. Okay. If you're doing, you only got 6, so don't do that yet. But what I would suggest doing is doing all the way on your skills. So fill out the skills tree all the way. Yeah. Don't do the other ones. Don't do those 2 in the middle. Those are fine. Go over to your Garrison tree. Click the shield one. Nope.
This one?
No. The one that looks like a shield.
This one?
That looks like a helmet. The one that looks like... No, that one there. The defensive response. Do that one. All the way up. Do your rage. Get the rage in the Garrison one. Level that one all the way up. And that's going to give you 6 points. So now you can either put that in the... well, I would even put it in the Garrison side of things. So take the 2 levels... yeah, the squad HP, and then the 4 levels in the gun one. That's down at the bottom.
Is it really affect the total damage
from the lookout tower? Yeah, it's actually decent. It's just that you're going to get more out of that than trying to put it 4 extra points spread out throughout it, because the only other options you have is to put some in the infantry squad side of things. So
I actually follow G, so I tried to ask him about
Z.
Yeah, so I got his talent from here. Oh, he changed it. So before this guy.
He changes it all the time. He changes it all the time based on what he needs specifically.
Mm-hmm.
So, I look at what he does. For example, I'll share you what I did with my Boyd that I've seen a lot of success with, and then you can kind of justify from there. Let me just share it to you. Have you messaged me in game on my main account yet?
Yes, I think this. Yeah.
I just gotta see if I can find you. Message me again just so that I can get you on the top of my list. There it is. Okay. Let me share you my Boyd. So I didn't go with the lookout tower buffs. I went with 3% squad attack and an extra 1.5% squad attack, so 4.5% squad attack. And then the 1.5% HP instead. Do you see what I'm saying? So I put 2 levels, just in the 2 levels in the infantry squad attack. Because I don't need travel speed. I could have gone with the HP as well, but I put it into squad attack at 1.5% instead. Actually, I should change that. I'm going to change that right now.
Yeah. This one got 3%, which is huge.
Yeah. I prefer to have the 3% HP. So I'm going to go this way. I'm going to go here. Do this all the way.
Well,
And that should give me 4 back.
Anything in this side better. So I will, my opinion would be remove this and add into squad defense. You have 3% out of it.
Yeah, so I just changed it a little bit. I'll show you what I turned it into instead. But it's pretty close to the same. I just moved some of the points, so we're getting more of that infantry squad HP out of the infantry squad side of things. But we're still getting that squad HP as well. Squad attack, and then an additional 3% squad HP as well. So I think that's probably going to be your best bet. But that's going to also be multi-rally garrisons. If you're just doing single rally, you wouldn't actually need to get your responsive defense. You could actually take some out of there and put it into the infantry side of things, so you're getting more rage out of that if you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But that's going to depend on whether you're doing multi-rallies or like whether you're focused on the swarm or whether you're expecting them just to hit it once and let it run.
This one only affect your HQ when people storm your HQ, right? The shelter.
The lookout tower one? Yeah, that's only for when it comes to your tower or for your base.
Got it. Yeah, that's it. Nothing else.
Cool. So if that's it, my man, I'm going to hit the stop recording button. I want to say thanks a lot for hanging out with me. And I hope this helps moving forward.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Didi really opened my eye on a lot of things as well. Yeah.
Good.
And with that, it's going to wrap up another episode of School's in Session. I want to send out a huge thank you to Keolac for joining us today and going through his account with us. It's been an absolute pleasure. And if you want to get involved yourself, if you want to have the hot seat, go ahead and reach out to me in-game, Region 420 Alliance GROP. You can find me there, contact me in-game, and let's chat. I've always got open spots, and I'm always looking to help people out, because obviously I like to make content. But here's the thing, if you want me to help you go through your account and not record it, that's totally an option as well. So just reach out to me as well, and let's chat. We can help you out in understanding this game, especially with the new updates and how crazy they're getting. Anyone can always use the extra help. So reach out in game, Region 420, Alliance GROP. Let me know if you need the help. Other than that, I want to say thanks very much again. If you haven't already, like the channel, like the video, subscribe to the channel, fill out the notification bell. and share it with your friends. It doesn't cost you anything, but it is monumental in helping the stream and helping the channel and the algorithm grow. So if you can, it's like I said, like the channel, fill out the notification bell, subscribe to the channel, and if you can, click the join button, become a member. Help support the channel just a little bit more. We know that IGG doesn't care and YouTube doesn't pay very much. So if you can, help out the channel, click that join button, become a member. Other than that, folks, love, peace, chicken grease, and until next time, stay lifted.
2, 1, let's go.